What's up, everybody? Welcome in to the Early Edge. I'm your host, Alan Bell. We got a fantastic show lined up for you today. And I'll tell you what, before we get to that, as always, let's take a look at how we did on Friday. And not bad. Not great, obviously. Not good. Let's just say that. Not good. But we did have some wins. Bowman coming through with the Phillies' first five. Man, they were mashing yesterday, weren't they? Early and often. Emery Hunt coming through the college football play and Chip Patterson coming through on Navy. All right, let's bring in the stars of the show. So you know what? Enough of me yapping. Nobody wants to see me in a solo screen. First up, my man, Micah Roberts. Look at sharp, sir. How are we doing?
Doing great, man. So excited for today. So much going on. College football, amazing lineup. But the baseball, I think, takes center stage for me. I'm really excited about these games. I'm really excited about the turnaround. Like, the best teams in the league are fighting for their life, most of them. And I'm excited about that. I can't wait for the Dodger-Padre game tonight. I can't wait. And you know what's funny about that is that game, was it last night? When was it? Yeah. The Dodger Blue usually always dominates Petco Park. And the fact that they were able to keep most of them out that come in the regular season and dominate and pick fights and be obnoxious, you know, they've been doing it forever. And the fact that the Padres won that game and did not have the Dodger Blue presence, even the scalpers were saying, no, not for this game. And I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. I do too, man. Like, and excuse me, like, I always love playoff baseball to begin with, but you're right. It feels like anybody can win, like anybody at any moment. And we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. But Bowman, first off, good to see you, buddy. And yeah, how you taking in this baseball so far, man?
Yeah, good to see you guys too. It's awesome, AB. This is great baseball. Love to watch. I will say last night's game was not very conducive to the Early Edge show this morning, but we're going to rally through it. And we've got 4 more games today, 3 elimination games. I'm excited. As Micah mentioned, the Dodgers-Padres game is going to be electric. The Braves-Phillies game is going to be electric. I'm excited, AB.
Yeah, I am too, man. And I'll tell you about being excited. Our man Buckets on the show on a Saturday, and I've got to give him credit. Because our normal spot here, Mike McClure, M Squared, he is out of town. And Buckets was the first one to stand up and say, look, man, you guys need a spot? I got you. The full all-around team player. My man Buckets, how we doing, sir?
I am doing well, AB. It's great to be here. And I had to fill that spot. We've got the MLS playoffs starting today. I know we've got baseball. We've got other sports, but we have soccer tonight. And that's what matters to me. So good to be here.
I love it, man. And so we're so glad to have you, man. Thank you so much. And we'll see Mike next week. But Buckets, buddy, always a pleasure to see your face. All right, let's get into the storylines that affect the betting lines for today. And Bowman, I'm going to come back over to you because baseball seems to be the topic of the day and the weekend. And rightfully so, man. These games are awesome. So this is the first day, as Micah was alluding to, the first day of elimination games. All right, so what are you seeing out of that? How are you going about betting that? What should we know?
Yeah, AB. The first day of elimination games, we have 3 of the 4 as elimination games today. The only one that isn't is the Guardians-Yankees. That's tied at 1-1. But we got to look at what to expect. And we should expect bullpens to come in very early. I think that the bullpens will come in at any sign of trouble on either side. Both teams are very desperate. We have to expect desperation from both sides. The team winning 2-1 at home doesn't want to go back on the road. So if you're the Phillies, you're up 2-1 against the Braves. You do not want to go to a game 5 in Atlanta. You kind of assume that's a loss. Obviously, you think you can win the game, but you just assume it. And then on the other side, if you're the Braves, you just need to win 1 game and force game 5. So there's a lot of desperation on both sides. This is a great opportunity for teams that are down 2-1 in the series as well, especially if you think they're going to win game 5. So the Braves are plus 180. That's great value. It would probably be Max Fried on normal rest in game 5 against Zach Wheeler on short rest. I would like the Braves in that game. So if the Braves can get through today, I would love having the Braves at plus money there. The Dodgers plus 175 is also great value. They would have Julio Urias ready in game 5 at home. I think they would absolutely dominate game 5 there. So the Padres, this is a must-win game for the Padres. It's going to be a fun day. I just sent out those 2 series plays on Twitter, and I'm excited, AB. Let's get after it.
Dude, I'm excited too. And, you know, you talk about Julio Urias. I mean, he's only 401, you know, in his record this year. I mean, you know, not bad. But no, man, I'm telling you, like, you and Micah broke it down. Like, playoff baseball is always great, but this year just seems incredible, man. And today's going to be a good day for it. All right, Micah, coming over to you. And all 3 of you have awesome storylines today. Micah, coming over to you. We've got NASCAR this weekend, right? So we're in the postseason there too. So break down where are we at, what you looking at, and then we're going to talk some picks here in a second.
Yeah, Las Vegas Motor Speedway, 1.5 mile progressive banking, 30th race all time in Las Vegas. It seems like yesterday, the first race in 1998. I was booking like a fiend, throwing all kinds of props out. It was amazing. So a lot of time has passed here, and it's come. I think Kurt Busch is going to retire today. He's had a concussion problem. He's been out for a while, so that's going to be emotional. He's a Vegas boy, and I saw him since he was a baby driving, before he had a license. So it's weird seeing this, like, man, I'm getting old. Anyway, back to the race. Denny Hamlin is a favorite, plus 550 to 6-1. And he won this race last year, but again, we have the new car. So the thing with Denny Hamlin is that he wasn't very good in super speedways, which he's always been good at, wasn't very good on road courses, which he's been good at the last 8 years, and wasn't good on the short tracks, which he's dominated his entire career. But the one thing he's been really good at is the high horsepower tracks, or the 1.5 mile, or the 2 mile track at Michigan, or the 1.366 mile track at Darlington, runner-up third, second, and win at Charlotte. That says he's dialed in. He should be the favorite in this race, and he'll be one to look for to win. I would also look for some long shots. Chase Briscoe's in the playoffs. He won 2 times in the Xfinity Series at Las Vegas. And if he gets a win here this week or next week, he can have a chance to go to Phoenix and win a championship. Who would have ever thought that? He won the first Phoenix race way back in February or March, whenever that was. But he's somebody to look at, 33-1. And Noah Gragson driving the number 48 car. Alex Bowman out with a concussion injury. Noah Gragson's a Vegas boy. He was runner-up in the Xfinity Series race in March at Las Vegas. And he's going to have a car that is perfectly set up to win Las Vegas, Homestead, and Kansas. And he led the most laps. Alex Bowman did 109 laps, finished 4th at Kansas. And he won the Las Vegas race in March as well. So that car is going to be driven by a rookie, Noah Gragson. He's 66-1 for some reason. It's not the driver, it's the car.
There we go. All right, now, our man Trent Wade, all right, is going Team Logano this weekend. So let me know what you think about this plan here. All right, Joey Logano, top 10, minus 150.
Love it.
Joey Logano over Bubba Wallace at minus 134. And then a quarter of a unit on Logano to win at plus 1,500. What do you think about Logano?
Yeah, I like Logano a lot. I think he's going to be the one competing with Hamlin for the win here. I like Wallace, too, a little bit because all the Toyotas are going to be fast. So I'd caution against that. But winning 15-1, you got a good price there, good number for a guy that can win, that's shown that he's fast on these type of tracks.
I love it. And for everyone out there, like, you guys already read Micah Roberts, NASCAR work among every other sport on sportsline.com. But I do want you to know that everything that I throw at him each week, he does not see these picks beforehand. Like, this man's knowledge base is incredible. Like, he has no idea what's coming. And he's like, yeah, just feed it to me, man.
Well, they only play once a week, so it's not like you have a lot of data compartments to file stuff in. It's not daily like baseball or whatever. So it's much easier to follow than you would think. Don't give me too much credit.
A humble king. That's what we like around here. All right, Buckets, coming over to you, man. Your storyline. We've got MLS playoffs starting today, correct?
That is correct.
And I believe, not to interrupt you, I believe the Golden Team is playing in Los Angeles, who we're all rooting for. I'm just going to step out of your way. Let it rip.
Absolutely, AB. So the Golden Team, Nashville SC, does play this afternoon, and this is day 1 of the MLS playoffs. Unlike European competitions where it's very kind of small and close-knit, the top 2-4 teams, something like that, in the U.S., it's the top 14 teams qualify for the playoff stage. The top 2 teams in each division automatically qualify for the next round, while the remaining 12 battle it out in a single elimination knockout-style tournament. We have the first 2 games this afternoon with New York Red Bulls hosting Cincinnati. There we go. While we also have the Golden Boys Nashville SC traveling to LA Galaxy in what are sure to be fantastic games later this afternoon.
Yes, sir. Fantastic indeed. All right, let's get into this, the picks that we have for today. But before we do, let's take a quick break and hear from one of our partners. And we are back. All right, Mike Roberts, I'll tell you what, man. You're our leadoff hitter. We're coming at you. You got 2 plays, Major League Baseball. Break them down. What you got?
Yeah, first one, we're going to go over 8.5. I found this morning, 8.5 over $1.18. Phillies, Braves. This one, flies over, in my opinion. Syndergaard, I'm not too excited about him. His last 2 games went over. Charlie Morton, his last 2 went over. In fact, 6 of his last 8 went over. And one of those, his actually 2 starts ago, I believe, was September 25th. He gave up 6 runs to the Phillies. That game went over as well. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these 2 teams have gone over. Then the other one, we're going to go under in the Yankees Cleveland game. I think that is set up. McKenzie has been phenomenal so far. They've won 6 of his last 7 starts and did not allow a run in his last start to Tampa Bay in the playoffs. That was a huge performance. He's only allowed 2 runs between his last 3 starts. I think this is a time for him to shine. I might play a little on the side as well, eliminate the Yankees. And, it's crazy as Aaron Judge is having so much trouble making contact, hitting the ball. It reminds me so much, kind of the opposite. So this could be his last game for the Yankees, right? Great season, whatever. Remember Dave Winfield in 1981 when they signed him, and he just went through, the Dodgers just baffled him through like 5 games, no hits, and he had just signed the biggest contract in baseball history. Anyway, Judge is doing the opposite. This could be his last game, and that would be, I don't know, it wouldn't be sad, but the Yankees aren't hitting the ball well. I look for a low-scoring game here like Cleveland has done their last 4 games in the playoffs. They've been pretty dominant. The relief pitching has shut down everybody, but it starts with that starting pitching, and they're a monster right now. So I look for them to take care of at least get the under here, and maybe some 9th inning fireworks or something between one of the teams. But I think it'll be a low scoring game like we saw the first 2. So that's what I got there. And then one note on Joe Musgrove. This guy is coming in. You know how you follow the hockey? I'm not a hockey guy, but I'm going to use an analogy where the hot hockey goalie is what you follow in the playoffs, and they make a run, and it doesn't matter how bad the team is, the hot goalie is who you follow here. And this is what Musgrove has right now. So we're looking, no runs allowed his last 3 starts, no runs allowed 4 of his last 5 starts, only 1 run allowed between his last 5 starts. And I can see something like that happen again tonight with the Dodgers on their heels, eliminate the Dodgers. Who would have ever thought? And for it to come with the Padres at San Diego Petco Park, that would be some sweet revenge.
Yes, it would. Hey, and Dave Winfield, man, the pride of the University of Minnesota. He was a monster, man.
Yeah.
I think he was drafted in 3 different sports.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. Like, dude, Dave Winfield was a beast, man. That dude could do it all for sure. Great plays there. All right, Buckets, coming over to you. You've got 2 plays in soccer. The first one that you have, this team name, is one of the most electric team names I've ever heard in my life. So I'm just going to step out of your way, buddy. Let it rip. What you got?
I had to think real quick and think if you were just hyping up Nashville again, and I was like,
No.
Is Nashville the most electric?
Nashville SC, that gets the people going. What a fire name.
There we go. No, we're going to start with a kind of more of a classic Bucket John bet here. It's a smaller league that doesn't get a ton of attention. And because of that, I think the books are kind of missing something here. We've got Universitario de Vinto versus a team that is just called the Strongest Football Club. They are the strongest FC. And I mean, with a name like that, you've got to win. And that is all this team has been doing. This is in the Bolivian Primera Division. It is a game at 3 p.m. this afternoon. And it is the Strongest, who is the first team in the league playing De Vinto, which is the dead last team in the league. The Strongest have lost only a single game in their last 20. And again, their name is literally the Strongest. You have to be winning if you're going to have, the whatever to have a name as strong as that. And the money line is minus 135, which seems a little bit kind of tricky here because they are so much better than De Vinto. De Vinto has only won 1 game in their last 15. Strongest have only lost 1 in their last 20. And there's only 4 games left in the Bolivian season. So these are must-win games if you do want to qualify for any kind of your competitions. I personally think the books are just not giving credit to the Strongest, and I'm going to give them the credits that's due. Money line at 130. Sorry, the name got me all psyched out. It does that. It does that. It's a very intimidating name. And with money line at minus 135, that is incredible value for our first pick. Then still an electrifying name, not quite as big as the Strongest, but Nashville SC does play LA Galaxy this afternoon in the first round of the MLS playoffs. We're going with a classic bet as well here that AB did his best to kill all season long. But in the playoffs, we are going to see it still have a little bit of value because it's going to be a bit more cagey matches as neither team wants to concede here. Both teams to score is minus 145 in this matchup. And when you are going to put Haney Mukhtar versus Javier Hernandez, two of the top scorers in the country, you got to take the value there at minus 145.
Yeah, you do, man. And all kidding aside, like those two dudes can score constantly. Mukhtar won the Golden Boot in the MLS. Like, he's a stud, man. But yeah, I saw that. The strongest. I was like, and apologies to all of our viewers in Bolivia. Like, I thought it was like me as a 7-year-old that named it. But then I looked and I was like, well, they're kicking everyone's ass. Like, what do you want them to do? Like, they are the strongest. So shout out to them, man.
That league is so great, AB, because the top teams are all the ones with kind of those 7-year-old names. It's the strongest. Second place is a team called We're Always Ready Football Club. And then all the more
that team's ready to go.
You can't bet against them.
Well, I'll tell you this right now, and I'm making this a show promise. This is the first ever Early Edge show promise. I'm canceling the hell out of my Amazon Prime viewing account. I'm good on Thursday Night Football. Whatever channel that this is on, I'm now in this league. Like, I'm the biggest fan of this league.
Meanwhile, they're laughing at all the baseball teams named after birds.
Yeah. They're like, why does this country like birds? Like, what is going on?
I moved to say the Cleveland baseball team should be called the strongest Cleveland baseball team.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
I would buy that jersey.
I would too. I definitely would. All right, Bowman, you got 2 plays here. Major League Baseball. Bring us home, brother. What you got?
Yeah, 2 plays from me today. The first one, we're going to go with the Mariners on the money line against the Astros. So it's George Kirby. He's making his first career postseason start. He's a rookie. He's a strike thrower, though, so I don't think this moment's going to be too big for him. Lance McCullers Jr. has pitched very well this season, and he has the playoff pedigree. We know he has the experience, but he walks a lot of batters, so he can get into trouble with walks. And when you get into trouble with walks, you're really only one swing away from a bad outing, either a home run, a double, 2-run scoring double, something like that. The Mariners also probably could have won each of the first 2 games of the series. They definitely could have won the first game this series. Seattle's going to be absolutely rocking after 21 years of no playoff baseball. I think that's the kind of atmosphere where even if you go down 1 or 2, you're not going to be silent like another team that I won't name on this broadcast to get their fan base mad. But the Mariners, yeah, the strongest. The Mariners are going to be great at home. It's going to be super loud there. I think they salvage 1 game in this series. The Astros are the better team there, but I think the Mariners get away with 1. And my second play, we're going to go with the Braves on the money line against the Phillies. I was planning on playing the Braves here regardless of who the Phillies started. It's Charlie Morton. He's making the start for the Braves. He's pitched in plenty of elimination games in his career. He's only allowed more than 2 earned runs in 3 of his 17 playoff starts. So despite him struggling down the stretch, I think he's going to pitch well today. On the other side, you have maybe the biggest surprise start of the series, of the wild card series, Noah Syndergaard over Bailey Falter or Kyle Gibson. Noah Syndergaard pitched in relief earlier this series. Now he's coming in to start today's game. The only angle that I could think of is that the Braves haven't seen Syndergaard this season. So maybe the Phillies want to go with Syndergaard one time through the lineup, maybe go to a Gibson or Falter one time through the lineup, and then go to their bullpen. But the Braves are the world champions. They're not going to go down easy. They hit plenty of home runs. That's what Noah Syndergaard allows. They'll also be happy to face anyone besides Aaron Nola or Zach Wheeler after the past couple of games. And, hey, the Braves just need to win 1 game in Philly here, sneak by, bring it home to Atlanta. They've got Max Fried going, and I think they're going to play well in that game. If they can get it to game 5, I like the Braves in this series, so I'm going to go with Braves in this game.
There we go, man. There we go. And I'll tell you this, watching the other night when Yordan Alvarez hit that walk-off bomb against Robbie Ray, right? And you saw Alvarez with the bat flip. I was like, I cannot wait until Drew Gilbert is a part of this team as well. Like, he's going to fit in just fine with all of these guys, man. I can't wait. All right, everybody, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Let's take a look recap here. That it does look glorious because of these guys here. Johnny Bulba is on the Braves money line and the Mariners money line. Michael Roberts, Braves Phillies over 8.5. Yankees Guardians under 6.5. Buckets, the strongest money line -135, as well as Galaxy National SC, both teams to score. Emory Hunt today is on James Madison -11.5. Campbell -22.5, and BYU a pick at home against Arkansas. Chip Patterson is on Clemson -3.5. North Carolina team total over 37.5. And I am on Tennessee first quarter +3 at home against Alabama. Now, You knew more picks were coming from our college football weekly preview show every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Fornelli's on Minnesota, Illinois under 39.5, Kansas +9, Kent State +8.5, Washington State +3.5, Clemson -3.5. Jacob Fettner is on Minnesota, Illinois under 39.5. Navy +13 hit that last night. Well done, Fett show there. Notre Dame team total over 34.5. Ohio team total over 30.5, and Kansas +9. Chip Patterson is on Mississippi State -4, NC State +3.5, Minnesota, Illinois under 39.5, Oklahoma State, TCU over 68.5, USC +3.5, San Jose State -8.5, and our man Micah Roberts, Kansas +9, Clemson -3.5, Oklahoma State, TCU over 68.5, USC +3.5, and Minnesota, Illinois under 39.5. We had a full sweep, all four of the boys on that one there. So, as I take a breath here, you know what? Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be live Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern for our normal time, early edge. We'll be live at 12 p.m. Eastern with our NFL kickoff preview show to break down all the games that day. And then we'll be live Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern to break down Sunday Night Football. But until then, everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.